Hello and welcome to Unbox the podcast that helps you live your best life. I'm your host, Sahar Huneidi-Palmer, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the purpose of your life. Well, you can always start by asking the right questions. And the most important one is, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you truly yearn for? Finding your purpose can be a daunting task, but it is an essential step towards having a fulfilling life. Let me say a meaningful life. Without purpose, we lack meaning. And when we lack meaning, we lack motivation to being who we are, to doing what we need to do, to express who we truly are in this lifetime. Many of us feel unsure or lost. Certainly, a lot of my clients keep asking me, what is my life purpose? What is my life purpose? Well, we all have a purpose, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Science tells us that each and every one of us is unique, with unique expression, with unique abilities, with unique internal drivers, if I may call them. So the purpose, the reason that you're here, is to express something within you, something about you. Whatever it is, there is a purpose. So rest assured, your purpose is to find your true expression and to express that. No matter how successful or unsuccessful you might be at doing whatever you need to do, you just need to show up and to do it. Because it's kind of like a thread in a carpet. Every thread has a purpose, has a meaning. It adds to the overall picture. Something you might do could inspire another person that does something. Even if it's more significant, so what? It's all for the advancement, if you like, or the evolution of humanity, of nature, of the cosmos, because it's all interlinked. So what I'm doing is I'm zooming in to talk in detail about your life, and then I'm zooming out and I'm trying to tell you that your life fits in the big picture. So revel in that, take pride in that, whatever word you want to use, you do have a purpose. From a spiritual personal development perspective, our purpose is to take our talents, abilities, self-expression as far as we can go. It is our duty, shall I say, to express it. Whether you write poetry, you play sports really well, you write really well, whatever it is, you are an inventor. Your purpose is to express that willingly, because we do have self-will, and to take it as far as you can go. You might then move to something else altogether. So the purpose in detail can be different, but your purpose in general is to express what is within you. So if you are a unique vessel to expressing whatever is within you from the universe, then just do that. And once you've done that, you might find that you have a desire to explore something else, to be something else. That's fine. So the purpose is not to be, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse. It's not a specific purpose, if you see what I mean. The general purpose is to evolve, to be the best that we can be. You know, they call it the best version of yourself. I don't know. I think we are born with the best version of ourselves. It's just a question of attuning it and updating it so that it fits the life that we're living according to what we value, which can also change, yeah? What we value can really change as we evolve. What was important when we were 13 is very different from what's important when we're 30, and so on and so forth. Certainly, I can tell you it's very different once you cross the 60 line. Really, priorities shift, but there's always a purpose. There is always that desire to fulfill something within. And when we're not aware of what that desire is or how to fulfill it, what we need to do in order to fulfill it, what skills do we need to develop or courses to take or whatever it is that relates to your desire. Notice I started replacing desire by purpose because they're almost the same from the perspective of the self. Then you've really fulfilled your purpose. Going back to what are you passionate about? It can really be as simple as what activities bring you joy, most joy and fulfillment. Really simple. whatever it is. For me, it's feeding the cats, attending to the garden. It's the activity that gets you to be in the zone, so to speak. When you are in the zone, you get inspired. Your brain relaxes. You shift wavelengths. And then it becomes possible to perceive other things, to be inspired with ideas that are usually outside your perception field. Usually what we enjoy resonates with us on a very deep level. Another way to discover what your purpose is at this point in time is to reflect back, to look back at your life experiences. Think about times when you felt most fulfilled and happy. Again, that can be anything. It can be any achievement. It can be a course that you took which is outside your field, but you really enjoy it. It could be a hobby. It could be being with someone that brought a sense of joy and fulfillment, an excellent conversation. Notice, when do you feel joy? Because these are all indicators and signs towards where you need to go. Reflecting on those experiences can help you gain insights into what your passions are. Some of my clients get stuck because they underestimate the value of such experiences. Oh, I'm not an artist, so what if I enjoyed that art course? I'll never be. Why not? On the other hand, I have clients who've started literally like that. Just by being so fed up with their current life, their current responsibilities, they needed a distraction. This particular client took an art course, enjoyed it so much. By chance, she started selling and displaying it to friends and family. They've encouraged her. Mere coincidence, she met a gallery owner, and now her work really sells, and she's doing really well. So you might start with something, but the desire for passion, for pleasure, might give you the incentive to develop it even further, that it really becomes the main thing. Look back at what you studied at university. Maybe what you do now has got nothing to do with whatever you thought, whatever career path you thought you're going to accomplish. So the introductions can lead to other things. They can be the foundation, the introduction to what we know. And my point also here is, do something. It's an action that will generate a reaction within you. So rather than overthinking something, just start. And as soon as you do, you will realize whether you're enjoying it, you like it, you might be inspired, it might take you somewhere else. It could be a stepping stone to wherever you truly want it to go. But it's the action that keeps us moving forward rather than the thinking. Thinking is another thing altogether. We need to look at how do you think, the process of your thinking, what kind of thoughts are they, and the most important step is, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about finding a solution, or are you just simply mulling over your negative beliefs and thoughts? The two are very different. So sometimes when we're thinking about our problems, we're not really. We're only digging a deeper hole. Also, please remember that your purpose is not a singular, definitive thing. It will evolve and it will change as you grow, learn, evolve, and change. But that's okay. Embrace the journey. Last episode, we spoke about self-discovery. Finding out what your purpose is, what you truly enjoy, is part of that self-discovery. Recognize that you will always gravitate towards different things, and it's a good sign because it means different aspects of you, different skills, abilities, talents, passions are also developing. And if you really want to draw interesting opportunities towards you, you've got to be an interesting vehicle for that change. If you're yourself bored, worried all the time, thinking negatively, feeling down, it's not a catalyst for change, for self-expression, for inspiration. Some might say it's low frequency, and it is truly low frequency. Low frequency in terms of your brain's wavelength. When the frequency is higher or lower, the amplitude changes. And when it does, we're able to perceive more or less accordingly. So really we're talking here about the functionality of the brain, what it can or cannot do, according to what wavelength you're in. When we're having pleasure, the ability of the brain expands literally by just having fun, letting our guards down. I mean doing something that you're more than interacting with, something that you're truly involved with, like creating, I don't know, a piece of music, writing poetry, coloring something. So it's your me time, you, and you're trying to find what is it within you that you need to express, get out, process, whatever the purpose behind it is. If it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel that you're having a pleasurable time, then you've done it. And while you're doing that, something else, you might resolve something else, or something else might pop into your mind. So very often also the activity that brings us pleasure is kind of like a meditative state, really, where the brain expands, you think differently, you're able to perceive more, and more importantly, get inspired and resolve other issues and matters in your life, just by default, by enjoying yourself. In fact, recent research says that you shouldn't sit at your desk more than 15 minutes. Your body needs to physically move. You need to look up towards the ceiling. The eyes need to change position because the eyes stimulate the brain into the required wavelength according to what you're experiencing or seeing. So every now and then you need to disengage, reset, if you like. Finding your purpose, finally, is not about materialistic gain. It is about expressing your true expression, your creativity, growing beyond what you feel are your personal boundaries, and it brings you joy and fulfillment so that you can process what you go through in your daily life. It's kind of like a mini holiday that you enjoy in order to cope with the changes, and we're always changing and life is always changing, so that you can truly have the most pleasurable, fulfilling experience that is life. And while you're doing that, abundance, inspiration flows naturally. So what I'm saying is you will be in a constant state of flow if it becomes an attitude and a lifestyle to always find and involve what your expression is. So next time, we might want to reflect on what your values are and continue with this journey to help and support your life. Thank you, listeners who have sent direct messages and emails with your feedback. I truly appreciate and need that, and do write in and let me know. What else would you like me to explore with you? Thank you for tuning into Unbox the Podcast. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Be sure to follow me on social media, and until next time, keep unpacking your potential.